Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, good night, whatever time you may be watching this. So, just scrolling through the news. At I'm gonna just say the one thing. I read this news article that says China overwhelmed by mystery new virus outbreak. 5 years on from COVID. New virus. And immediately, as a person that just reads this out of nowhere, you might be going like, "Oh my gosh, another one!" But scrolling down, I see that it's something called human metapneumovirus, the HMPV. But this is something that leads to bronchitis, pneumonia, especially in children. And it's apparently tearing up through China and has been doing so since the early 2024. And one of the things that I do find it quite interesting is the fact that instead of just giving information to the regular population of the world, albeit even in my case the United States, instead of just giving the basic information behind it, you just get to see we have a new pandemic going out. Now, I don't want to get too hypercritical about this topic, but this is something that has been around since like 2001. South Korea had it happen in 2001, if I am correct. And this is something that the biggest issue behind it just leads to bronchitis. It leads to pneumonia symptoms. But it is something that is just commonly seen as a cold. If you decide to go out and research this, let's say, sadly enough, you start freaking out and you want to know more information about it, this is I'll give it to you in a nutshell. So this virus, this is the information that comes from the CDC. I'll link to it, down in the description. It causes respiratory disease. It spreads from person to person, surfaces to person. Okay, just kind of like a cold. Symptoms include cough, fever, nasal congestion, shortness of breath. Okay, kind of like a rough cough, like a rough cold, I mean. And it can be tested. However, there is no treatment. Sounds like when you kind of get the flu. And it's, the biggest things behind this as prevention measures includes hand washing, cleaning surfaces, and staying home with sick. Oh, right here. It says discovered in 2001. This has been around for ages now. I do not know if it's so much the fact that we need to freak out about this, or it's just pure news sensationalism that is created behind it. But it's spreading from coughing, sneezing, close personal contact, touching, shaking hands, touching objects, surfaces that have the viruses on them, touching the mouth, nose, or eyes. I mean, it says right here in the U.S., this circulates in district's annual season, circulates beginning of winter, and lasts until or through spring. This is common. I don't understand why so many people make a freak out situation about this. But if you read any of these news, freak out, you don't know what to do. You start thinking a little bit too much about what's going on, you're concerned about it. Just keep this in mind. This is something that has been around. This is like a cold. If you get sick, go to your primary care physician, go to your doctor, get yourself tested. I don't know, get some medicine, something to treat the symptoms. And unless you're immunodeficient, you should be more than completely fine. The biggest risk behind viruses such as these is, of course, the pneumonia and the bronchitis because it starts attacking the lungs. But due to situations like that, always keep in mind that there are antibiotics and do treatment for this. Thread with caution. Don't be hypocritical about the new, but also don't freak out from media outlets trying to create over sensationalism from something that has been around even more throughout the ages. Okay, everyone. Well, you have a great day. God bless. Take it easy. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, week, month, whatever, year. All right. Take it easy.